What's going on, everybody? This is BroncoJuggalo, and I thought I would do one more video before I called it a night tonight. I am doing Sean Ershen's 80s slasher tag, created by Sean Erschen over at the Horror Corner. If you haven't subscribed to him, go and do so now. One of my best friends and an awesome YouTuber. This tag consists of 10 questions and a bonus question. Question number 1. Best gore effects in an 80s slasher. I gotta agree with Joe the Horror Man and go with the shotgun scene from Maniac. Tom Savini, Maniac is probably his best work. Question number 2. Favorite 80s slasher with a major star. I'm gonna go with A Nightmare on Elm Street and with Johnny Depp. And I can't believe I haven't heard anybody answer that one yet. You don't get to be much of a bigger star than what Johnny Depp is. I don't care what anybody says about his current situation or whatever. That's stupid. Johnny Depp is a huge star, and I hope he keeps doing great movies. Question number 3. Favorite weapon in an 80s slasher. I am going with Freddy's glove. I love Freddy's glove. It is just the most coolest weapon ever designed for a slasher movie. Question number 4. Favorite 80s slasher sequel. You said 80s slasher, Sean, so I'm not going with any of the Halloween movie slasher or sequels. Even though I do love them, I'm sticking with the movie franchise that was created in the 80s. And I'm going with A Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Once again, Freddy ruled the 80s. Question number 5. What is the sleaziest 80s slasher? Once again, I'm going back to Maniac on this one. Maniac is a very sleazy film, very cool, very good. And I do want to give a special shout out, runner-up, honorable mention, whatever you want to call it, to Friday the 13th Part 5. Question number 6. Favorite death scene in an 80s slasher. I am going with the marionette scene from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3. I love that scene. That is my favorite kill of all time. That kill haunted my dreams when I was a kid. Just watching Freddy play with them like a marionette. It was just amazing. I love it. And it's still my favorite death scene of all time.
Fella, wake up. Have a nice stroll, asshole.
What are you doing? Hey, come on, man! What, you crazy? Oh, shit! What's he doing? Get help! Get help! Help! Ah! Joey! What's the matter?
Question number 7. Favorite guilty pleasure 80s slasher? Really don't have one. Because I really don't have any guilty pleasures. You know what though? So I'm just going to go with the movie that a lot of people talk crap about. And I really enjoyed it a lot more, especially this last time I watched it for the review series. I'm going to go with Friday the 13th Part 5. I'm going to go with Friday the 13th Part 5. I had a lot of fun with it this last time. I didn't really like it before that. Number 8. Favorite 80s soundtrack or score? Once again, Freddy rules this tag. And I am going with the Nightmare on Elm Street score. But I also want to give a very close second to Friday the 13th Part 6. My favorite Friday the 13th movie. And that awesome soundtrack with Alice Cooper. Question number 9. Favorite holiday themed slasher from the 80s? I'm going with Christmas Evil. Love Christmas Evil. Just watched that one for the first time this year for the Horrific Nightmares JM 12 Days of Christmas review series, and I loved that movie. It's so cool. Once again, I'm not going to go with any of the Halloween sequels or anything like that because Halloween started in the 70s. And question number 10, what is the scariest 80s slasher film? I think slasher films are very scary and can be the scariest films. In fact, to me, Halloween is still one of the scariest films ever made, as is the one that I'm mentioning now and the one that I'm giving this title to, and that is the original A Nightmare on Elm Street. When Freddy looks at the camera and says, "This is God." It's just amazing. It is so scary. He looks terrifying in the movie. Everything about the movie is just absolutely terrifying. I mean, when I was a little kid, that movie was the one that I recurrently had dreams about. You know, it was always about Freddy Krueger. That's why when I was younger, it was my favorite franchise. It wasn't until I got older that Halloween became my favorite franchise. But, as I've said this many times before, the original Nightmare on Elm Street is about that far behind the original Halloween. And the franchise is about that far behind the Halloween franchise. And the bonus question. Pitch an idea for a slasher film that would perfectly fit into the 80s. I would like to do a slasher film based around a correctional officer who goes through his prison in Santa Fe, and I want to place this right before the Santa Fe riots. He goes through the prison in Santa Fe to kill all the child molesters. And he's really deranged, he's fucked up in the head, and him killing all the child molesters is what triggers the Santa Fe riots. Now, for those of you that don't know what the Santa Fe riots are, read The Devil's Butcher Shop. That will freak you the fuck out. I've been in that prison. I've seen, it's the same prison where they filmed The Longest Yard, the remake. I've seen where the guy was literally burned into the concrete. You can still see his body burned into the concrete, where all of his flesh and his bones were literally burned into the ground. They killed, they mutilated, they did so much stuff to these people in this prison during that riot. And I think a slasher would be a perfect build-up for that scenario. So that is it, guys. That is BroncoJuggalo's answers to the 80s slasher tag created by Sean Erschen at the Horror Corner. I'm going to tag Rick's Review Corner. I am going to tag Horrordvddevil. So that's it, guys. Do the tag, answer the call, and have a lot of fun. And until then, this is BroncoJuggalo saying, peace.
Hey,